So Tony Bellew has instantly responded to Oleksandr Usyk calling him out following Usyk's fantastic win in the final of the World Boxing Super Series in the cruiserweight division, becoming the undisputed cruiserweight champion. Bellew put this tweet out. He said, "Usyk, I was born ready. Let's get this done." So Tony Bellew has no problem with the fight. And you've got this individual here acting as though Eddie Hearn is going to talk his way out of the fight, basically. It's a pretty funny tweet, but I can't see Eddie Hearn advising Tony Bellew against this fight, to be honest with you. Maybe I'm wrong, but I can't see it because Tony Bellew is on the verge of retirement, right? Eddie Hearn has talked about this many times. He said Tony Bellew might never fight again. So if you've got a guy who might never fight again, who's coming to the end of his career, who knows he's coming to the end of his career, both Bellew and Hearn know that it's nearly the end of Bellew's career. This is the time when they're going to take risks. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they fight Usyk for all the belts at cruiserweight? It doesn't make any sense why Hearn would advise Bellew against it, because Bellew's not going to get a shot at the heavyweight title anytime soon, it doesn't seem. Unless Deontay Wilder decides to randomly give him a shot, then, you know, there's nothing else at heavyweight for him at the moment. So, you know, it might be prudent for him to take on Usyk from a legacy standpoint and also from a financial point of view as things stand right now. So, yeah, let me know what you guys feel about this in the comments. Do you think Tony Bellew will take it, or do you think Eddie Hearn will allow him to take it? I personally think that Eddie Hearn won't have any issue with the fight. To my understanding, I've seen Tony Bellew talk about this on camera before, and Eddie Hearn as well. Tony Bellew doesn't actually have a contract with Eddie Hearn. This is what Tony Bellew said on camera in an IFL interview. I think he said it a couple of times. He doesn't have a contract with him. All they've got is like a handshake, a gentleman's agreement, and just their trust with one another. And situations like that do go on in boxing, because Chris Eubank Sr., when he had his son fighting on several Frank Warren shows earlier on in his career, Frank Warren admitted that his dealings with the Eubanks were based upon nothing more than a handshake, and it was only in a fight later on, I think it might have been the fight that fell through against Tommy Langford, correct me if I'm wrong, but for that fight or some other fight, the Eubanks wanted a contract. But prior to that, it was just a handshake. There was no contract. It was a gentleman's agreement. And to my knowledge, certainly what Bellew has said in the past is that he doesn't actually have a contract with Eddie Hearn. And if he doesn't have a contract with him, and he's coming towards the end of his career and there's trust between Hearn and Bellew, then Hearn can't force Bellew to do anything. Hearn can't block any fight. Or at least he could, but he doesn't have motivation to, and he can't. Well, no, in fact, he can't block the fight. He can't block Tony Bellew fighting Usyk, because if Bellew is not under contract with Hearn, then Bellew could just get somebody else to make the fight. Yeah, he could just get Frank Warren to make the fight, or get, you know, whichever other promoter to make the fight. He doesn't necessarily have to get Eddie Hearn to do it if he don't have a contract with Hearn. You know, he could get Sauerland to make the fight, for example. So, yeah, but I don't think it will come to that. I think that if Bellew really wants it and Usyk wants it and they can work out which weight division they're happy to have it in, then I don't think Eddie Hearn is going to do any of the things that this individual is suggesting that he might. So anyway, let me know how you feel in the comments, people. It's up and I'm out.